So today what we'll be doing is we'll be taking a look at multi-step solutions for equations. Right now what we're going to be doing is we're going to take a moment and we're going to get down this list of steps in order to successfully solve one of these equations. Pause the video here and copy this down. Then we'll start question number 1 in the lesson for today. For question number 1, we have the following. 2x plus 4 equals 4. Now, we have to get rid of the bracket by distributing the 2 that's in front of the bracket, and we end up with 2x plus 8 equals 4. Now, we decide which side we want the variable on. In this case, I want it on the left side. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off 8 from the left side of the equation and move it over to the right side of the equation by subtracting 8 from both sides. Now we end up with 2x equals 4 minus negative 8 is negative 4. And now we solve by dividing both sides by 2, and we end up with x is equal to negative 2. Excellent. So we followed exactly what we wanted there. So now let's get on to taking a look at number 2. So we have x's on both sides. Now I'm going to choose to put my x on all my x's on the right side. So remember, we always take our x's and move it to where we move all the stuff to where we want. So we have 4x on this side, so we're going to subtract 4x from both sides. And we end up with negative 2x minus 7 equals 0x plus 9. So now, in order to get the numbers onto the other side, we have to remove this negative 7, which is on the left side. And what we're going to do is we're going to add 7 to both sides. So plus 7 and plus 7. So we end up with negative 2x is equal to 16. So now in order to solve for this, I divide both sides by negative 2, and we end up with x is equal to negative 8. Now, you'll notice what we did. We pushed all our numbers, our letters to one side, right? We decided that we're going to put all our stuff on one side. We added and subtracted the variable terms to one side. Then we added and subtracted the numbers to one side, which is here, which is right here. And then what we did was we solved for the variable. And that's it. Now just remember, anytime you do something to the left side, you got to do it to the right side. Now let's do this last one where we have 2 bracketed terms. So now what we're going to do is we're going to distribute the 2 into the bracket that's on this left side here. And then that 3 that was in the other bracket is really negative 3. So we're going to have to take the negative 3 and push it into the bracket for the second bracket. So we end up with 6x minus 2 is equal to x minus 3x. And then negative 3 times positive 4 is negative 12. And now what we should do in order to make our lives easy is to take all our x's together and put them together on the next line, and then we can easily move stuff left and right. So we have 6x minus 2 is equal to negative 2x minus 12. So we're going to put all our x's to one side. So we're going to get rid of this minus 2x on the one side, and we're going to add 2x to both sides. So we end up with 8x minus 2 is equal to negative 12. And now we're going to take the negative 2 and move it to the other side. So we're going to add plus 2 to both sides. Upon getting plus 2 to both sides, we end up with 8x is equal to negative 10. Now we're going to solve for x like we normally do. Divide by both sides by 8. And now let's go to our final stage. Now, so x is equal to negative 5 over 4. Now, the reason why that is because -8 and 10 can both be divided by, you guessed it, 2. Now, we can also write x equals -4/5 as -1.25, or we could write it as -1.25. Now, your homework is page 169 from the textbook, number 3 and 4.